Kia ora, New Zealand. Kia ora, Brazil. Kia ora, mundo. Hi, my name is Maya. I'm speaking from New Zealand, Hamilton. And I don't know if you guys agree, but usually when we migrate to another country, it's not easy to make friends. And also, it's not easy to keep your roots and your culture. So that's why we go after friends who have mutual interest to probably exchange experiences and to feel a little bit more home, isn't it? Because it's not easy always to find friends in the new country. And my guests, yes, because it's not only one, I have three guests today. They're going to tell a little bit how they're doing since they moved to New Zealand to find friends, to exchange culture, knowledge, and also to merge to New Zealand better. Oh, and yes, if you would like to see more stories of life, experiences, projects related to Brazilian and gringos, well, subscribe to my channel and also give us a thumbs up. That will be really, really thankful from my side. But anyway, let's call our guest today. Okay, so thank you very much for being here, Mestre Robinho, Tiago, and Tatiane. Welcome to Kia ora, Brazil.
Thank you.
Well,
Exciting.
yes, I really don't want to be cutting over you guys, so I'll see how we're gonna organize this chat, okay? Because you all have very fantastic stories of life, and I want to maybe share with people and inspire them as well, okay? So, ladies first, Tatiane, you came from Selbach. Is it how you say?
Wow, you really did your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come from Selbach, which is a little town in Rio Grande do Sul. No one hears about, and we don't have a school of samba in my
You can
city.
say little town again. So little.
Yeah, it's a street, and it's not like famous for carnival or samba. So it's for me, even though I'm not from a culture that has lots of samba, I always love that. I always said I had like a little feet in one of the other states. And Selby is a small town, and lots of German people over there. I left when I was around 18 to live in different places around Brazil, going up Santa Catarina, Paraná, and then finish here at the moment in New Zealand, living in Auckland.
But like being, so you're a German descendant, right?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. My grandparents came from Germany.
The typical model. That's why you're so pretty. Might be tall.
No, I'm tiny. I'm very tiny actually. But yeah, that's my Brazilian part. You see, I'm tiny, and yeah, I get a ton in the summer. So.
Tiago is also from the south, Rio Grande do Sul, Canoas.
I am, yes, yeah. I was born in Porto Alegre, which is the capital of Rio Grande do Sul, and then my family today lives in Canoas. Came to New Zealand in 2007, which is ages ago, and yeah, always had a love for the culture and for samba and everything. Even though it's a more most people around the world would know and understand samba being more like Rio de Janeiro kind of thing. Down south Brazil, it's really strong as well. But I really got into the culture when I came here, because back in Brazil I used to go to parties and stuff, but never really played as much as I do here. Although I did play over there, and it's yeah, it's been amazing since getting here. So it only gets better and better.
I'm sorry, I have to mention, but like usually from Rio Grande do Sul, you're gonna say like you were wearing bombachas and like doing those tac 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 tac.
Yeah. Born and raised in that kind of culture. It's an
Yeah.
amazing culture as well. But I ended up leaning more towards samba in the later years. Yeah.
Cool. And Rob, Mestre Robinho. I'm
Mhm.
calling you Mestre Robinho, but we're talking in English because of you today. You came from London. Why? Why you left London?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for talking in English. It does make it a bit easier for me. Yeah, I left London to come to New Zealand for work, actually. So I'm helping build a new underground railway in the middle of Auckland. called City Rail Link, and I was working in London on the railways there, and my phone went one day, and they said, "We need people to come over to Auckland who've got experience of new underground railways. Do you want to come and to start a new life?" And I was like, "Wow, yeah, okay, let's do it. You know, let's be brave." And so in 2018, I arrived in Auckland, and I've been loving it here. I brought my family here. My wife is from Brazil. We have 2 kids, and we all came over, and yeah, it's an adventure, and it's been great. We really love being here.
I see. But then you guys met there.
Yes, we met in London in 2007. We met in a samba school actually in London called Paraíso,
No kidding.
which is a wonderful samba school. It's been going 20 years, I think. And yeah, she was a dancer. She was one of the passistas, and I was playing in the bateria. And you know, like it happens, relationships get established, and that was our story. So yeah, we've been together since then.
Mm. Well, while Rob was working on a railway, was it the sub? The main?
The Underground Railway, yeah.
Wow, amazing. So while Robin's in a railway, Tiago, are you still in Spark or you left it?
I am back at Spark and at the other job that I have as well. So I'm working 2 jobs at the moment, which is quite, you know, taxing, but it's good anyway. I'm not complaining. So yeah, as I'm
You're getting
still,
rich.
I'm back working
Yeah.
for Spark as well. Yeah, on the civil and structural side of things for the towers and everything else. It's good fun. It's a lot of work, and the people at Spark are just amazing. So I really like it there.
Wow,
And I
but
also work
sorry,
for RCG.
what is that?
RCG is it's a government initiative to build towers in the rural areas of New Zealand to expand the broadband network in New Zealand and give connectivity to people that never had it before. So we actually had people buying a mobile phone for the first time this year, believe it or not, you know, and it's
Wow.
a very interesting project to be part of. And yeah, so it's very challenging as well for the areas where we go, like this last rainfall that we had last week actually ended up messing up with a few of our sites because of the locations that where we need to go.
In Nelson,
But
stuff, right? Mm.
all in a day's job. It happens. You need to keep working and fix it. And yeah, it's a very gratifying kind of work to see people being like really happy to finally being able to communicate and this kind of thing. So it's amazing.
Wow. But then could you please mention any city that you have installed, like which regions or?
Oh, each and every region you can imagine. But for instance, we went down to Mirror Lake, which is an area down south where the highway there had little to no network at all. So if you went through there and you had an emergency, it would be quite tough for you to actually be able to connect to anyone, either police or the stations that you need to connect to, ambulances and this kind of thing. So those are the things we are trying to, this is where the government is actually helping with the infrastructure to actually get the network going in these areas. So Nelson is another area that we're helping, and many farm areas as well, mostly up north and the South Island as well. Like quite a few of those places now can actually have, and the west coast of New Zealand, which is still quite remote, and which is one of the amazing things about it. But now, if you happen to get lost, like a good portion of it is covered. So, yeah.
Thanks to Tiago.
Yeah, thank you, Tiago, for your service. And sorry, one last question. Yeah, I imagine like were some of your antennas and stuff attacked by those conspiracy theories?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, they still have this kind of, some people still have this understanding that, you know, we like spreading these, spreading that, which is which is not true, but you know, sometimes it's hard to get through to these people and try to kind of, you won't be given a chance sometimes to explain what you're actually doing. We have some very talented people in the office that manage to actually to speak to these communities, and which helps a lot as well, because it's not, you're not seen with good eyes, let's put it this way, everywhere. You know, some people are extremely happy to have you there, some others not so much. So it's a juggling act. Yeah.
Tatiane, what you came so young to New Zealand, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
How many years
Yeah.
ago?
8. I came when I was 28. So that says something.
Okay, so what did you study at Univali?
I did international business.
International business.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Yeah. Hmm?
Fitting to moving
Yeah,
overseas. Yeah.
yeah. I was never really planning to leave Brazil. I was always wondering, like, why would you? You know, I loved my
Right.
life in Brazil. I had a great time, connection. You know, I loved everything about the party, the culture, and I didn't understand why someone would leave. But as life went on, I met more people that had experience overseas, and through that, like, kind of like a little seed in my
Yeah.
mind. And that's why I decided to leave. But when I left, I was already set that I didn't want to work with international business anymore. I wanted to do something completely different and have like a more like a slow type of life, and yeah, working different people, more like related to my values and nature, some things like that. And New Zealand seemed to be the perfect place for that. So that's why.
So what you're doing here currently?
Now I work at the University of Auckland, here in Auckland. Yes, with student engagement, so events and projects related to interaction between students and university, building a bridge between students and university. Lots of fun. Not
Fun,
much business
fun,
anymore.
people party. Okay, yeah, Brazilian.
Not like a party, but yeah, yes, like lots of Brazil, like music week, comedy week, and orientations and things like that. So we actually had the Brazilian band playing the other day for the students in the university. So that was cool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So we started where we wanted to reach, but it was very brief. So I have you guys gathered today in this interview because you all have one passion in common, which is Unidos de Aotearoa. Who can tell me how the group started or how was in the beginning?
I can talk to you a little bit around how it started. So, and I'm sure Tiago and also Tachi will have a few stories to share.
Yeah.
But we can't really go anywhere without talking about a guy called Miguel Bide, who is the founder of Unidos de Aotearoa. Miguel is, well, what to say about Miguel? As well as being a great guy, he's also a very talented musician and a composer, successful composer, and is well known in Rio. Miguel was here and I think had the vision with a few others to start a community samba school, to start this project. Really with the intention of sort of creating a cultural center for the Brazilian community, not just in Auckland, but you know, across the rest of New Zealand, to give people an opportunity, for those people who love samba, who are interested in samba culture, to celebrate it, and sort of have the opportunity to be involved, to actively participate, and you know, sort of start to spread the message of what is samba here in Aotearoa. So there's the spark of the idea from Miguel and talking to a few others, including Tatiane Tiago, I know. And there was some workshops that were organized in 2018. It started slowly, but it started to build some momentum. Pretty much at the same time as I arrived, which was just a coincidence, really, there was a meeting held, and we decided on the name. There was a few ideas. What should we call this project? And it was decided.
Which were the options?
Oh, goodness me. I can't even remember now what the other options were, because it was so obvious that it should be called Unidos de Aotearoa. That it was like, no, forget all those ideas. That is what it is.
It was quite obvious in the end, isn't it? Yeah.
It was obvious, yeah. So we had a meeting and we said, no, let's start. So we had our first rehearsal in Ponsonby Social Club, run by Bobby, everyone knows, Brazilian community in Auckland. He's a legend. So he threw the doors open to his venue on a Sunday morning. I remember it well. And, you know, we all turned up. I think it must have been October or November 2018, roughly then.
Yeah, it will be October, because I think it was a bit chilly that day. Remember that morning? Yeah.
It was cold, and I think there was a bit of rain, you know.
Yeah.
Traditional.
Being Auckland.
So we all turned up, and off we started. You know, and it was great for me personally. You know, I had turned up in Auckland. I really didn't know very many people at all, apart from my work colleagues. So having had the opportunity to meet Miguel and sort of introduce myself, and he told me about this idea that he had to start a samba school, I was like, well, this is great. You know, this is an opportunity for me to not just celebrate what I love doing, but also to meet people and form connections and friends, and, you know, start to create a social circle. So I was like, that's brilliant. So I turned up, and it was I don't know how many people were there, probably about 20, 25,
about
30
people. Yeah, it was a good turnout.
Mostly Brazilians. I think I was probably the only gringo there, which is cool. And
the three of you were there on that very beginning, no?
And actually there, yeah.
Wow.
And it was great, you know. And off the battery started, and it felt like home.
Yeah, everyone was very excited. It was a cool start.
But then how did you guys do with the instruments? Because like it's not easy to carry all those bombos and huge instruments, right? Like someone had to import.
Tiago, that comes you.
And that was Miguel. When we had the idea of the workshop, which was before the samba school, Miguel said, look, I'm going to Brazil and I'm going to come back bringing up, you know, as much stuff as I can possibly bring. And I said, okay, no worries, I'll pick you up in the airport whenever we come back. And then he rings me one day, bring a big car. So off he comes from the airport with like 3 circles, one on top of the other, bags and bags, because Miguel also had one kid at the time, and bags and bags, and his wife had stuff as well. So we were able to fit all this in the car. But so it had to be like that. So my home was the storage for quite some time. Miguel's home was the storage for quite some time as well, until we actually found a place where we can actually store the instruments, and we don't need to take it home anymore. But in the beginning, it was like, take it there, bring it back, take it.
Oh my God. I imagine like even if you don't have like a trolley or something that you can put in your car, Then you're gonna
Yeah,
be putting your hands out of the window, holding it like on the top of your car.
yeah. Oh, you find a way to make it fit. Yeah, you find a way to make it fit. Yeah, you probably need more than one car though these days.
I see. So, as I said, I was really curious to understand how you guys do with the instruments, because like again, nowadays with the limitation of the weight, right? We have like 23 kilos or something like that. You cannot bring much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what you do, you pay extra.
now we have quite a bit of instruments, so we don't really need. We have all what
Yeah.
we need for now. So
Yeah.
thanks to Miguel, and we got few things shipped from England once, and we went to Brazil one something in our bags as well. So sometimes we have some people coming from Brazil and bringing like little things, but the biggest, heaviest ones we have.
I
I've
see.
I've got some good friends of mine in Europe who run a samba percussion company called Calangle, and awesome. And they I talk to them and they give us good deals and they send us pretty much everything that we. But to start with, it was everyone trying to bring what they can from Brazil and beg, steal, and borrow. And we had a few old surdus donated to the group. Do you remember that, Tiago? We had to pick them up and change them over and do a bit of maintenance. Some old caches and a few headpikis and some chocalhos and Miguel instruments that he donated to the group as well in the early days. So we were able to use those. So, but over time we've built up the instruments in the bateria. So now we've got quite a few actually, and a few spares. So some of the bateria directors, a few of our weekends are spent having to change over skins and replace sticks and put new wires on the caches and things like that, all over a beer, which makes it a little bit more manageable.
Obviously.
Yeah. We had Mari, which is one of the members of the band, had lived in a flat once, and we went to check the garage in their place, and we saw like those two big surdos and caixas like in the corner using. They didn't even know what it was, so we told them like, guys, those are Brazilian instruments, like why you're not playing? Why is this like just staying here in this garage? No one uses that. And none of them were Brazilians, so they just decided to donate that. So we got those for free for the band, like 3 instruments. They were lost in New Zealand. No one knew about it. So
Interesting. But then I wonder also how you guys sorted the space issue, because it's like a big space that you guys need, right? It's not a tiny one. It's not a studio. And also the neighbors, they have to be like friendly and accepting the noise that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, we now rehearse at Circability, which is a place used before for another course. And they are the middle of Victoria Park. We don't have neighbors. It's mostly like the park. Of course, we do have neighbors in front, but no one like immediately in the sides of the venue. It's a pretty cool place, and we can even do a round of walk, like kind of a bateria, walking the avenida. And they allow us to borrow instruments over there. They have kind of a little space on the ish level, so we leave things over there.
Sort of.
Yeah, what is the name of that thing? And they're pretty awesome. It's really awesome to work with those guys. It's a social project, and during the day it's mostly circus classes for kids, and they do hire the venue for projects like us, and we've been working with them for I think 2 years or so, and it's very special for us to have the opportunity to use that space because it's very central with storage. So yay, thank you, Circability.
And no neighbors.
And
the motorway above us, which kind of dampens a little bit more the sound. Although we did have some complaints last year or this summer? This summer, isn't it? That we played outside, and some people, it's like, I don't know, 200 meters away, but not very happy about it.
Yeah. Well, there was when we had those restrictions because COVID. We couldn't rehearse indoors, so we were playing outside, and so the neighbors were not happy about that. We were pretty happy to be able to be playing, but
that didn't stop us though.
The only problem would be the rain, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're quite lucky because actually we can play underneath the motorway. The northern motorway goes through Victoria Park, and underneath, obviously there's a pathway there and it's dry. And it's great to rehearse under there because we have the roof of the motorway. So the batteria sounds really good. And there's, as you heard, there's no real houses nearby. There's not many neighbours, so we can practice doing our rehearsal. Well, in the summer when it's a bit warmer, we can practice doing our parading up and down underneath the motorway. And it's already noisy anyway, so what's a little bit of samba going to add to that? Not much, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, you need to come and check us out to check where we hide.
I will someday. The only problem is that you guys rehearse on weekdays, and I cannot go on weekdays.
Yeah,
we rehearse on a Tuesday evening, from 7 to 8:30 in the evenings on the Tuesday. And we found that during the week is better. And when it gets to the weekend, people have families and commitments, and they're doing things. So we experimented a bit. What was the right day to have the rehearsals, but it was the Tuesday that worked for us. Most people said that was going to be preferable. And I do want to just give kudos to Ability because they have been a real partner for the project. They're a real partner to the Samba School, to Unidos de Aotearoa. They've really supported us. They've not found it easy either as a community group going through COVID. So we kind of we stuck real close, and they've really enabled us to sort of feel like we have a home. So I just want to acknowledge that group and the great stuff that they do.
Mm-hmm. Tiago, have you been to a carnival in Sambódromo or in Rio de Janeiro?
No, never.
You haven't?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I wish. I hope we will be able to do it this year or next year. Most likely next year. But no, I haven't had the experience yet. Only in New Zealand, which is pretty much the same.
What about you, Tatiane?
I was Rio Carnival twice, but I always just went to the streets, like with blockers on the streets, and I love that.
Which is so cool, so
dream
cool.
about it. Yeah.
Mestre Robinho?
I have been to the carnival in Rio 3 times. Not parading, just watching. I forget which sector I was. Sector 3, I think it was. Comunidade. And also I did a lot of the street blockers as well, like Tachi, and just 3 years. It was 2007, 2008, 2009. I think I went. Those were the years where I didn't have a family and I had some free time.
What do you mean? No free time? Oh, no. And Gloria will want that, for sure.
I had a life. I'll be still there.
Definitely got less free time now.
Yeah.
Tiago, you also have kids here.
No, I don't. I don't have kids. I do have life. I don't have kids.
His kids are the surdos.
Yeah. My instruments are my kids. So I play on Unidos. I play on Samba dos Amigos, which is another samba band. I play on another tocada band as well. All these things until the comes along, and then everything will change. I know, so I'm taking my time.
But you have a partner.
Yes, I do. Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
She's a great dancer.
Huh?
Oh,
Is what?
She's a great dancer.
Yes, yeah, yeah. She's a great dancer too. That's for sure. Yeah.
and you, Tatiane, would you have kids?
Ai, não sei. I don't know. I
It's a
love
tough
kids.
question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Tough question.
I love kids, but yeah, it's not something like I kind of craving for, but I never know in the future what will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
have someone beside you to make them? Or you raise them?
Oh, kind of.
Not at the
Yeah.
moment. You got
Not in that way. No, no.
I see. Tatiane, one question that I would like to ask you is more out of curiosity, because when I was stalking your social media, I noticed how strongly you state your political positions. And I know that for a while, I think still now, unfortunately, the colors of our flag were stolen by a political position. Would you feel like still comfortable using those colors to represent Brazil? Or like, just like Nike did with the World Cup, they just changed the blue and they put some oncinha stuff on it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about it?
I definitely feel what you're saying, and it's a second thought in Brazil. It would be a second thought, because I wouldn't want my choices of colors to be mixed up with my political choices, which could happen in Brazil, and they would not relate what my thoughts and my opinions are. But at the same time, those colors always represented our passion for our country and not our political views. And I really think as a nation, we need to learn to separate our passions, our culture, and politics, because those are different things. We can have a different political view, but still love our country no matter what. We are divided at this moment. And I want us, the passion for those colors, to unite us. We
To
need to
shine through,
recover.
yeah.
We need to recover these colors need to represent us no matter what are the political situations. Like there's no one that should have the ability to take that from us, which is happening at the moment. But people are slowly kind of trying to change that perception around the colors again, to be proud of using it and not connecting it only to political views. It's our soccer team with our biggest passion. How can we let that go? We won't.
Funny,
Yeah.
I never thought that way, probably because it's been a while since I've been to Brazil, most likely the reason why. I never associated it that way. Now that you mention, I kind of, that's true.
Yeah.
But I never, because I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody ever mentioned it either over here, at least not to me. That's which is a good thing, I'd say. It's kind of people see what we actually doing instead of, oh, you might be saying this and that. Which is awesome. But it's a good point. It's a very good point. I never thought it that way.
Yeah, no, but it's even sad for the fact that, for example, remember the last Brazilian Day that we had in Auckland? I think it was 2-3 years ago already, right? I know close people that they said, I'm not going to this party because they are conducted by left people. So like, really, you're gonna be, it's gonna be
what has one thing to do with the other? You know what I mean? It's kind of, but yeah, political views can be mixed up with the wrong things all the time. Like Tachi said, it would be so much easier. Look, leave your politics at home. This is Brazilian Day.
Yeah, and this is what samba is about, right? I mean, it's a unifying thing.
Yeah.
There's space in this project for everyone. You know, you don't have to. It doesn't matter what political views you have, you know, or indeed even what country you come from, you know, or what your heritage is, or how old you are, or you know what gender you identify as. It doesn't matter about that. What really matters is that it's an opportunity for everyone to come and do something together with others, and to share, you know, that uniquely passionate cultural expression that is samba. It's unlike anything else, and you know, you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a group of people, and so that's really, I mean, the community, you know, it occupies a space which is welcoming to all. You know, that's the sort of one of the founding principles really of what Unidos de Aotearoa is about. Like every samba school, right? It's a chance for people to come together. So I think we always need to sort of acknowledge that and make reference to it, and sort of make sure that we don't, because it is, you know, it is divided, and it's not just Brazil which has this issue. Lots of countries have this issue. So I think we're a bit of a force for good, you know, a unification force.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Oh, by the way, who is the youngest in the group?
Well, I think our youngest member is it's probably our regular member is probably 15, 16, but we've had some workshops for children where we have, you know, had children as young as sort of 8 or 9 coming to learn how to play a chocalho. But yeah, our regular members probably 15, 16, that kind of age.
And the other side?
Oh, I couldn't possibly say how old our oldest member is.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want to say.
I don't actually know.
It's a very experienced.
Really doesn't matter.
Okay, but there's no limit, right? If the person can hold a stick, then it's all good.
There's no limit.
Yeah.
Who sings in the group?
Miguel.
Miguel is our principal singer.
Yeah.
He's super busy, so he doesn't come to every workshop. But when we do our shows and we need a puxador, Miguel is our man.
Oh, I see. But is he the only one?
I think Miguel might have like 4 or 5 projects going at the same time now. Music involved. He's apart from uni, apart from the kids, apart from everything else. So he's a busy guy.
Well, we also had Leandro, which is one of our players as well. He was singing for us last Cuba Dupa in Wellington. He did a great job as well.
And like a percentage, would you say gringos, how much? Like
it's about, I'd say it's about half. So yeah, our typical workshop 50% Brazilians, and at the 50% Kiwis,
Europeans,
sort of Asian heritage people, Europeans, Pakaha, Maori,
Indians,
so you know, it's a real mix.
Guys, what do you think like are the next objectives of the group? Because you guys have already moved to a better place there you can store your instruments. The group restarted uniting because like COVID and stuff. You guys have your own samba. So what do you guys aim next?
So I think that's a great question. You know, we always want to have a goal. I think our principal goal this year is to start performing in public again. because, you know, last year we had amazing plans to go to Cuba Duper Festival in Wellington and parade in Auckland and have a carnival party and go to Pride and go to the Brazilian Day if that was going to be on. And all of that got cancelled because of the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Every single one of those shows was cancelled. So, you know, it was a tough year. And it's not just us, of course. It's been a tough year for every performing group, every samba band in New Zealand, of which there's quite a few. It was tough for everyone. So I think short term, we want to focus our minds on bringing our show and performing that, whether that's on the stage or whether that's on a parade in Queen Street or whether it's going to the Cuba Street Festival. We want to go out and we want to sort of show what we're all about again to the public. I think also, you know, we want to truly reflect the different aspects of a. At the moment, we are doing some great work with Gabriella and with her dancers, a partnership once a month, which is just fantastic. A lot of respect to Gabby and you know, her dancers that she has, and we're really enjoying the energy that comes from having a workshop with the drummers and the dancers together. We want to do more of that. We want to attract more dancers. We want to have more people involved in the bateria as well. So we want to grow. We want to do more outreach work and provide more opportunities for people to come and participate in the workshops. But musically as well, we want to grow. We want to develop and spend time introducing more complex arrangements into the bateria. And expand our repertoire and, you know, introduce new material, acknowledging what's going on in Brazil and in Rio and in Sao Paulo and the recent developments with the music, trying to reflect some of that into what we do, but always bringing our group along with us on that journey. But yeah, I think I'm sure Tati and Tiago will have views as well. But I think performing, that's what a samba school is about. It's about performing. So yeah, that's what's next for us, I think.
Yeah.
And reconnect as well. All this time that we spent away, although we tried our best to kind of stay connected in one way or another, it's just that, you know, you kind of the glue, you know, that kind of holds that got a bit messed up. So we need to kind of get back into it. And I think, I mean, again, next summer, the summer that's coming now, it's actually it's supposed to be the summer where things are supposed to be somewhat normal, I'd say. We've got, you know, every chance to reconnect and make it be as nice as it used to be. Cuba Dupa, the one we participated, it was just amazing. It was
What happens in
fun.
Cuba Dupa stays in Cuba Dupa,
Stays
right?
in Cuba Dupa.
Yep.
Wow, what a trip! What a weekend!
Yeah.
What a weekend. Gosh, so many stories. And I just hope we can start doing that again, because this is where you build your memories and yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, we have amazing time together, and that's why I
Mm.
love, and I've been
Mm.
with Unidos since day zero that I could
Mhm.
every time, and you know, and being involved with that, it's awesome to be connected with music and play music with people that you really like and admire, and the cool guys, you know, like the cool kids around your town. Well, yeah, sign me up, you know, I want to be there. So for
Yeah.
us, adding into your question, we are building up into having our next and first 2 sessions of the season open to everyone, anyone would like to join, and then to try to form kind of a steady, close group for the gigs that are coming. So for me, this is a big thing that we want to achieve this next, you know, like have that, open the group for more people to join, and then being able to make everyone strong to perform and be part of what we are, you know, like having fun and enjoying and dancing and grooving with samba.
And when would it be? How does a person can join? How much?
Yeah. So the first one now that we're getting together is on the 6th of September. It's on Eventbrite. So you just type samba workshop or Brazilian music. That's what you're gonna somehow find that, but we can send you the links as well. It's for free from 7:30 to 7 to 8:30, and then on the 13th of September as well, free rehearsal just to come along, check us out, try instruments. Rob can explain more what he's planning for that day, because he will be guiding us. And once people can, you know, understand what we are about, and then they can kind of sign up for the season and then join us for the gigs and all the things that we're going to be performing. Very exciting.
Only Auckland for the moment, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if someone wants to commute, please.
And I have to say, we do have people that come up from Hamilton, to come and join our workshops. So maybe we can organize a lift for you so you can come. Just what Tachi was saying there, first 2 workshops of the year, September, they are free workshops, open to everyone. So it doesn't matter if you're Brazilian or gringo, ever. It doesn't matter if you've never played samba before. It doesn't matter. Come along, and it's a safe for people just to try it out and see if it's something that they enjoy, both the music, but also the, you know, being able to hang out with people just like Tiago was saying there. And all being well, then yes, we'll start our work for the summer ahead, where we can sort of choose some sambas that we're going to sing, and focus on sort of learning all the different arrangements, whether that's tamborim or chocalho or the surdus or the cash or the repique, or to work with Gabby and her dancers, you know, what is the arrangements for the passistas, how are we going to present, so that come, you know, sort of November, December year, we have a good show that we can to show. You know, it is really a call out for anyone who wants to get involved. Then Unidos de Aotearoa is the place to come and get involved with authentic Brazilian samba in Auckland. It's here for you.
Cool. And contact. Who can, how can you guys, like, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, webpage, how?
So if you want more information, go onto Facebook, go onto Instagram, and just type in Unidos de Aotearoa, and you will find our pages there. And we keep those pages with information about our workshops, our performances, our shows, and just news about what we're up to. So yeah, please go and subscribe, please go and like and link in, and yeah, that's where you can find us.
Cool. So guys, as I explained before starting the recording, this is the moment that you guys are going to tell me which song we're going to play and who you're going to dedicate this song to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the song that we play is Carnaval, which is our Samba de Quadra of Unidos de Aotearoa, a song that was written by Miguel, and it was a gift from Miguel to the group. And wow, who to dedicate? Well, I'm sure the guys will have a view of who they want to dedicate it to. But I mean, for me, I'd like to dedicate that to the people I learned how to play samba from, who are in London, and yeah. There's many tutors, many mestres who I've had the pleasure and the honor of being able to play with. And, you know, I humbly thank them for their patience and their time and their energy that they have freely given. So yeah, I'd like to dedicate that to Esteves da Silva from Estácio de Sá, and Joe Hansen, who's a good friend of mine, English guy, who taught me how to play third surdo in particular, and Henrique da Silva from Paraíso, Fregi Taruca, and lots of my old friends from the UK who I learned how to play samba back in the day. I want to dedicate that to them, and just to reach out from across the ocean and to acknowledge their contribution.
Thank you. Tatiane, who you're dedicating to?
Since you can do a plural, I will dedicate to all the female drummers out there. Because I love seeing girls playing and girls that drum. Those are my favorites. So this song is for you.
Cool. And Tiago, who you're dedicating to?
Dedicated to all Brazilians living abroad, not just in New Zealand. And many of us still miss those best parts of our culture, and music being one of them, not just necessarily samba, but in this case, our samba. And to everybody that plays or played or is going to play with us in the future, because we had quite a few people come and go, so they are all part of the history as well. And to our good friend Rob, she actually helped me out a good many times, and teaching me and directing me as well. So yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you very much, guys. I really hope that many people listen to this interview, or even not for this occasion of the open class, but for later. And I am pretty sure that your contribution to the society, not only as a Brazilian, but as a Kiwi, as a citizen here in this country, is making a difference in your job, in samba, in carnival, or whatever you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maya. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was very lovely to talk to you, and we love to talk about samba. So anytime you want.
Yes, thank you. So guys, this was Unidos de Aotearoa. I hope you enjoyed the interview. And if you would like to give us some suggestion of subjects or the people that you want to have here as a guest, please contact us, Kiora Brazil, Brazil with Z, at Facebook or Instagram. It's going to be a big pleasure to give voice to Brazilian community and gringos wherever they are in the world. And as always, I really need to thank Free FM, Vox Brazil, and all the associated radio stations that are retransmitting our show. And you, my dear audience, thank you very much for being here with us today. I hope we can see you next time. So, kia kaha and kakiteano.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.